saying?
Yes, sir. We give thanks for life, Ajay, you know?
Seriously, we are here again, Ballhead and the Dread. Have to remind the people, if you get free time, make sure you check out our short film, Story of Jamaica's most famous shirt, the Mesh Marina. Our special guest today has on his Mesh Marina, so it kind of works out. Also, if you get free time, you should have time. I need to stop saying if you have free time, Fi. You need to prioritize your time and make sure you check out my bridging music there, Autarchii, aka the Dread.
Yes, sir.
Latest EP, Disrupting the Status Quo, is in the description. Today we have a special guest, Farai. Who's the special guest today?
Greetings.
Great Chef Mike.
Wait, I meant to say, when is Autarchii not disrupting the status quo?
Non-stop.
The status quo.
Chef Mike, what you dealing with? How's everything?
I can't complain, my brother. Life is great.
All right. Before we get into the reason, I have to give you some background on the history between Chef Mike and also Chef Mike and Autarchii. Randomly, I remember with my brethren Ethan, Ethan the cameraman, we were going to do an interview with the father of New Kingston Band, the great Courtney Panton, right? We were waiting for them to be ready, and we went online and we're looking for one vegan spot to eat. Ethan wanted to go to one Chinese spot, one Asian spot. But when I looked at the menu, I said, Fire, it's too much tofu and soy. It's not there for me to eat. So we weren't even in Crown Heights. That's the joke. But we found the brethren place, right? And we said, yo, how far it take to get there? I said, not that long, so let's cut. It took us about 25 minutes, half hour to get there. We go in there, and that's when I was introduced to the great Michael Gordon, right? Yeah. Moving on now. Chef the reasons to clear up. Chef the reason I was able to meet Autarchii, by the way, because Chef kept telling me about a bridge called Fire in the Future. So we did a acoustic session in the back with Fire in the Future. Farai's manager at the time, Skull,
Got
the one that linked me with Autarchii. So actually my first time meeting Autarchii was in the back for the first reasoning. I remember it wasn't even recorded properly because I did it too close. It was kind of out of sync when I first started doing it. Far I remember that. And
yes, I
also Chef Mikey, there's enough reasons I did back there. I did Protege at Chef Place. I did the great Johnny Osborne. Remember that? Yeah. I did two Profi only, but some serious Profi back there. We did Escalevi.
Yeah, some tough acoustic.
We did Bunny Wheeler Daughter. We did a group called Earth Cry. Yeah. I'm not sure if you remember that. Bushman. You remember Bushman?
Yeah.
I've already been back there. We never did Ivan. We did the thing with my bridging there from Trelawney. D-Meds. One single fire. You know D-Meds?
I'm not sure him come from Clarendon.
Clarendon, sorry. Yeah. D-Meds, one good artist. Yeah. So first thing I want to ask Chef is that how did you make your restaurant a chill spot for reggae artists? And I want to be, before you talk, I just want to let people know, if you go to Chef Place, it's not no groupie vibes, fire. Right? The man not going to jump on you and, big this and one axe takes pictures. This is pretty chill. You just come there as a regular person. But tell me how you were able to create that vibe where when a man come into town, and I want to add one more point. There's not no invite and no publicity stunt like come by my place. It's a natural vibe. How did you create it that you believe reggae artists just come by there and vibe?
Well, it started by creating a space for myself, a space where I'm comfortable being. And it starts with self, a place where you want to be, and it's like home. If I'm going to spend most of my time at a place, I want a place where it's going to excite me, and from leaving from home to my job is like no difference more than I have a bed at home. So that's how I see it. When people come in, it's walk into my house, welcome to my space, that kind of vibe, that kind of energy. So it's more like a whole vibes,
Has anyone come in your spot? You say, where do we see this person come from? Fire, just throw you off, say, this person come up here, yeah.
You know what? It's sort of thing when most people come in, the first question, are you open? Like, well, when is the point to come and ask if I'm open? But I get the energy because it's not like people rushing up and do, welcome, ever see, do this, do that. It's just, okay, you seem like you're new. You don't know what's up. Who are you? Yeah. It's never excitement to see anyone, you know? It, you find it
Natural vibes.
yeah.
Yeah, I know that funny too, because most people, I think they talk about disrupting the status quo earlier, but when I talk about me at this time, I talk about that, because we find that most people, when they think about even making money, are doing them work, them have to change them routine, change who them is, and they kind of break the whole cycle. So we kind of want to emphasize on that, or most ones out there can just be themselves and know that them can make them income while being themselves, because most people deviate from being themselves when it comes to kind of earning a living,
And it's funny because I thought of doing that too, because sometimes I'm just thinking, probably I'm doing this the wrong way, because it's not a lot of attention come from what I'm doing. I don't have the camera constantly doing everything. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I feel like, man, maybe I need to change up a little, but, I love being myself. I enjoy it. And I don't think everyone should do it. It's the easiest thing to do is to be yourself.
And also you mentioned earlier in regards to your schedule, right? So anyone, if you do go to Ital Kitchen, don't be deterred in regards to the laid backness, if that's a word, when you go in there. But even with your hours far right, I notice you don't keep traditional hours. So a man can't really come in here on no set schedule, right? When did you start doing that? Initially, were you like, I'm gonna do it from 9 to 5 compared to when fire right, we just open when we open?
Like 12 o'clock. I start at 12. And I realized, man, this is just too much because I didn't get time for myself. So my schedule, I start at 4 o'clock. When I'm up at like 4 a.m. in the morning. By 10 o'clock, I'm back home resting to go there at 4. So basically, my hours kind of fit my lifestyle. And that's how I end up with this 4 p.m. opening hours because I got to take care of myself. I got to nap. I got to play my tennis. You just got to do other things before I get there, So when I get there, I really want to be there. You know what I mean? Everything else is done. Now it's time to go see strangers or go hang out with strangers. So it works for me.
No, and it really worked too because I've been there. I've been there, fire when we there. And people come. A lot of people have come, and he just look at him and say, "Oh, we're not open at the moment, fire." But here go the joke. They come back.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It's not like another spot where, man, you're supposed to be open that time and boom, the people come back. So the thing definitely works for you. All right.
At the energy, man. Cause I remember say that is the Ital Kitchen, Remember say it's really it's a Rastafari thing, Hey, we are laughing, but most people might have wonder why we are laughing, But them not really understand. So we are trying to share the joy with them, We say Ital Kitchen. When a man hear Ital, him think about Rastafari. Remember the slogan is we cook slow, So I want to say, right, we'll come in.
I was just telling a friend of mine that I'm cooking way faster now. People still wait hours. And the funny thing, y'all should go online and read my reviews. Those are the funny ones. Because people come and expect to be treated like superstars. And I'm like, bro, I put a lot of hard work in this. I'm not trying to be treated like any different person. Yeah.
Chef, I wanted to ask, you don't fry anything at your spot, right? Please explain why you don't, because I guess certain things would be quicker to fry compared to the way you do cook it. Why do you make a effort or purposely not fry any foods at your place?
I think when you're frying, totally spoil it. I think frying things, it when you look at the American diet, it's basically a fried diet. Everything is fried, French fries, eggs, everything is fried. And that's what causes all these problems that we have nowadays. Diabetes, every health problem can relate it to your food that you eat. And to fry things is just a bad start. Even my plantains that I have, I bake those, and people go crazy over my baked plantains. Take a while to get them done. Really do it now, but and one of the reasons I really do it because it's the cheapest thing on the menu. And it takes forever,
A serious thing, all right. I want to move forward and ask you about your Ganja Infused health drinks, right?
Oh, wait, hold on. I had some.
Yeah, man, a mystic man, I really want to people know so them man a mystic man, It's not a thing for It's not a thing for joke with it, because them man I think the normal, you know.
All right, fine.
So this is a strawberry sea moss, and it has grapefruit, sea moss, ginger, lime, agave, and of course, the marijuana. So I'm got the marijuana in this. I boil it like a tea and use the ganja water as the water to make the juice. So it's really good, really tasty. It's a safer way to use the plant, to use the plant, you know?
And far right, it don't give a lick like no head high. It give more a body calming vibe, right?
Nice. Because what I try to get with this, I don't want you to lose your mind. I don't want you to not be able to function. So you still be able to function, but you function in a more happier way. You know, you feel like, what's going on? That kind of thing. It's kind of like at your Marvin Gaye moment. What's going on? You know? And then you remember you just had this wonderful dream.
All right, all right.
That's what you do.
True, right? All right. Another question I want to ask, and we spoke about this years ago. We usually speak about this when we're in person. And I want to let people know, I'm a man that live in Jersey, South Jersey by Philly. And you know, since this man, I've never come to Brooklyn without stopping by his place, whether he open or not. Even if I got the call to break the chef, I'm lying. And Bridget say, yo, I'm not there. Yeah, my place still. I wanted to ask, right? Is the vegan vibe, do you think it's still a trend? Is it growing? Is it declining? What is your thoughts about the whole vegan thing?
I think it's been taken over by a lot of dilettantes. People were not really true to it. People were just a lot of fryers. Because when you look at these places, a lot of people are just frying things and just making sandwiches out of it. We as Rasta, we cook. You know, when we say we cook, we get the ingredients out, I'll cook with things, cook it down slow and we're reasoning over it. And that's the same vibration that we are there. And you're talking about, I'm probably leaning away from the question you asked. Yes, it's getting popular because people are literally dying. People start to realize, is your food that's causing you all this depression? I think I try to explain it. Depression starts at the table. You know, it starts the way how you eat. The moment you change your diet, all of that thing is gone out the door. So yes, vegan is becoming the popular thing right now, and it should be. You know, it's the way it started. It's the way we used to eat. You know, and it's getting back there again. So I'm happy for that. It's like the Hindi thing out to say I'm vegan. You know, and I love that. I love that energy, and to know that Rastafari was at the forefront of that movement. You know, because we started it. And we deserve this thing, and I'm happy to be a part of it now. It's just like this marijuana thing, Rasta is getting left out of it. I think a lot of Rasta get left out of the vegan thing too. And we started that. We sacrifice for that. We sacrifice for the plant. We sacrifice for the food. And it's just sad to say that we still are not at the forefront of these movements.
Well, you know, Rasta not gonna necessarily be at the forefront of the movement because they realize that most of the movement, vegan and all of these, and the medical marijuana thing is more of a capitalistic type of settings where it's just make big companies are try to make the most profit out of it, or some of these different places who gather and pool them resources. So that kind of almost natural and expected, say, Rasta not ever get left out of that because, you know, them not deal with the consciousness or the righteousness part of the thing. It's more of just make some money off of this product and them not really value the product, so to speak. It's just what the product can do for them same way, you know. I know they mentioned even a health routine earlier, which even forget for even ask there about how important is having a health routine, like what I say, for their mind, for their body, for their soul. How important is that?
It's very important. As I said, I wake up early to take care of myself. You know, because if I'm out of bed at 9, 10 o'clock, the day's done. So I'm up at 5, 6. My gym open at 5 o'clock. I'm there 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. I'm finished with the gym, running errands because I have to run errands to get my products for the store. By the time I come back home, resting, drinking, taking care of myself again. And so it's very important to find time to take care of yourself. A lot of people just they got a 9 to 5, and they get up and just run right into the 9 to 5. No time to take care of themselves. Right? By the time they get home off from the 9 to 5, they can't take care of themselves again because they're tired. They got to, take care of the kids, do this, do that. And we find ourselves as a people, we're not scheduling time. We're not prioritizing ourselves. We have to prioritize ourselves. It's the main thing. You have to be selfish about yourself. A lot of people don't do that. So I try to do that as much as I can. Plus, you getting up over it. I just started tricky to what I realized, oh man, I'm feeling great, bro. I lose some here on that top, but it's still good. Maybe I do like the bottle one day. So you have 2 bottles and a Rasta.
No, I'm glad. I'm glad you mentioned your age, Chef, because I was gonna ask you to mention your age, because Chef still fit from I know the break, should never pop belly or nothing. Always fit, always look good, and always take care of himself. I wanted to ask you, were you always taking care of yourself from early? This has been a lifelong thing, or has it increased with age and you got more into it as you got older?
At first, you were at 26 years old. And that kind of enlightened me when I saw this little young man that I really learned things about to teach this little young man how to be. And that's going to start with me. So, from them times until now, I start focusing on how I'm going to represent myself for the best interest of my kids. And that started to eat right, let them see things. I don't force my things on them because they literally do their own thing. But what they could say is that Dad always eat right. And, I just want to be healthy for them. When you love other people, you take care of yourself. And the moment I had kids, I realized, man, I have to start taking care of myself. I got to be fit to fight the Gideon for them and set the journey for them. And, it's supposed to be a priority to everyone because sickness not nice.
And last thing I want to ask Chef if I had something right. I've always been intrigued. I always adopt things I see from people, and I was always impressed by your how would I say this? Your focus on detail, right? If you ever been in this kitchen, all right, first of all, this man played everything in the kitchen, right? And the man gonna wipe off any sauce or anything. When the man give it to you, the thing gonna definitely look like it. You can take a picture of it and put it in the magazine, right? When did you start that, like, focusing on detail? Everything you do is very detailed and very precise,
I said cooking is innate, but I did went to school. I went to La Cordon Bleu. And that's one of the things they taught you in school. People eat with their hearts. And for me, food has to be sexy. Food has to look right, And that thing I learned in school and just carried on from there. The food, I got to see this place and Peter like my feet pig. Everything just, and, I just can't do that. Even when you put it in a box, it still have to look presentable in a box, And I just think even my little plates and stuff, most of my plates, I go to anthropology, my cups, anthropology, it's just fine details. People pay attention to this. You might think people are not paying attention to it, but people pay attention to the small details of it. And I learned that from school that you eat with your eyes, and in my kitchen, that's my main focus.
I think it even go beyond the kitchen still, cause even question what they ask, I don't think I only the food they talk about, is even the setup of the place and all of the things where we create the ambience to, and but I know that they mentioned something about even with the youth thing. I don't know what the reason about this offline, so but more and they give them a reasoning on this stuff. But leading from the front to same way, and it's not just the talking portion of it way, because most people talk and everybody wants to be a preacher these days. But leading from the front, because they mentioned what they do that and they youth them can see the example right there. How important is it for really lead from the front and show one's liberty as opposed to keep on preaching to them and I tell them say this and that, which is less effective.
Well, as people have this thing that they said words are power. And I started to think about that thing the other day, and I said, words are power over the weak. People just get used to just bugger talk, and no action there. So my routine now is to just do and present myself as the example. You know what I'm saying? I can't be preaching this healthy eating, healthy lifestyle, and cleanliness, and people supposed to come in a environment and feel the good energy, feel the God that them talk about, feel safe, just the energy there. So I'm more focused on presenting that to people through the eye, works, and every other thing about it. Just the lifestyle itself. Lifestyle, we have to build productive routines. As if you can have good routines, brother. You just all get up and look bag of fullness. Have to have good routines that benefit yourself, and then have a seat and say, oh yeah, no so. They just show them the routine and they might follow. So it just works. And it's everlasting works. It's not that works where you can start and stop. It's a routine where you have to get up and just deal with it every day. Because the moment you stop, something fall apart.
No, reality, man. Far I see the man talking about routine, you talking about system, same thing, universal principles, Chef, please let the people know where your oasis is, where to find it online, and hopefully those listening, if you haven't been to Ital Kitchen, you definitely pass through and hold the vibes and get some good food. So let the people know where you are. I'm going to put it in the description also, but I want you to let the people know where you are.
Brooklyn, New York, Crown Heights, a matter of fact. Franklin, Union Franklin, 1032 Union Street. You'll find the Ital Kitchen. We're on Instagram at Ital Kitchen BK. You could just Google us. Google is the new thing right now, just Google. Anything you want to know, Google. And we're there, Call before you come, because if it's too cold, me stay home. If it rain, me stay home. So make sure you call before you come.
It's all right, Chef Dush.
It's my business. That's what I realized. Whose business you think this is? It's my business. I'm letting money to be there. Because we don't want more money. But live within certain means, my brother. So, I'm going and 8 o'clock, me make my budget for the day. I go, I like that sleep, I'm just cock up my foot and I go down. If stranger come, no, we close, I'm tired. If a man come with a regular, no, okay, me mean. But after certain hours, I cook for stranger.
But no, but we can't do the reason and I mention that too, because is as someone knows that there is a principal man and there is a family man too, because as much as there is mentioned saying not cook for strangers after certain hours. Because I say last time I did it, I say a sister come today and bring somebody and I said they should want to introduce them to the cooking, and they say, well, go and cool and go and wait, and Mr. They kind of bun a spliff and get things together and say, right, and cook a meal for him and present it to him like a family and not a customer. And then when the sister kind of give the guy some like I try to do a transaction, they say no, because if it was really a transaction, you wouldn't get no food. So even them type of principle, you don't really find, so it's the kind of like an unorthodox style. I would kind of want to tell, reason why we mention that, not just what of a joy about it, It's kind of like we show people say, you can be unorthodox and strive for it, because I really feel like majority of human beings just feel like it's too far-fetched. Oh, we have to fall in line. And they don't fall in line for make it or for strive,
As you said, money, we need money, but money not everything. We just need money for the basics. I want the basic cover, we're good, we're all right, the youth, them good, everybody good, and add them to the dogs, them good. So, come here with your money and think it about change what the routine and thing, you don't want your money. That's so long that your money just a come, man. Well, some guarantee money already. Your money just a little extra we don't need tonight. Some people just come with them look of bad energy and think the money will just come change the thing. No stuff. You have to come with some good positive thing, and because come on, Google say we'll open your thing. We have to follow Google. We have to have a type on Google. But and everything Google said correct. You know, after a time there said close at 10, you know, but me can't go upon Google every meet where machine like close at 9. That's close. No, you know. As me said, certain times we not come frustrated. No know you. The $20 now gonna make a difference to my life. You know, so and the manager with the pan and sometimes I wish we could change, but as I say, we cook one plate at a time. The food no cook and put on and we come out with a task team. Everybody come get a special treat. So if you come for your first time, come early. You know. Don't call me 9:30. Me not feel like I should be your last option. 9:30, yeah, surgery, no. Nothing, I'll come check the surgery. On 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, I call like because we see more. So all right, during the summer now, I have some home till 1 o'clock. And the reason why I have to 1 o'clock is because people come and want water vibes and chill in the backyard. And I don't mean to make a cook till 1. I mean, I allow people normally close at 11. You can still sit back and easy because we're still there clean up. But me don't want to work. I want to sit down and chill too. You know? So man, we sit 12 o'clock and I call and say, but you close at 1. He said, no, just have it so people can chill there, not be back up and run. You know? Because sometimes this is the last stop the people, you know. Them come, them, you know, them back, them light, them sleep, and they know I run it. That's why I talk then you run and see them back, or not to put. Somebody say, you know, I'm obliged to those who come and chill and hang out, bring a little thing, and, you know, bedroom and back there. So everybody just chill. So just put it to 1 o'clock. What do I mean to be able to cook till 1? So I just them vibes away and I just preserve because we have a sustainability. We now go pop down and do the thing. You know, we want to sustain the energy, sustain the vibe, and keep the, we don't want to shortchange the thing. Yeah? If you do something, I'm an art and energy in it. I say I get something to come shortchange thing. And we can't cook so. You know, I tell people, you know, one of the things that tell people say, and I cook for I serve and share it. I share with them. So when you see the food I cook, most of the food in brother. When this thing just started up, we still never have to get no customer. We still don't have all of the food when I cook.
Serious thing, and Chef, we give thanks for the work. To tell you the truth, we give thanks for the energy and the support over the years. Those listening do remember, if you get free time, those watching can see the Mesh Marina, right? But you need to watch the Mesh Marina short film near I Never Knew TV. Make sure you check out Far Eye, Disrupting the Status Quo EP, link in the description. And if you get free time, if you're in New York, make sure you visit Ital Kitchen.
Not only New York,
Brooklyn.
You know,
Brooklyn. Sorry about that. Brooklyn. To check the one and only Chef Mikey, officially Chef Michael Gordon. We give thanks for everyone tuning in from those times till now.